This was 4.5. But I'm going for 5.
225. 2 plates on the board.
Bro, 2 plates. Actually,
2 plates on the board.
Quiet. Hey guys, we have lots to do today. Let's get busy. So, first thing I want you to do is get out your notes because yesterday we finished that one, okay, we didn't finish this one. Okay, so go to page 4 of your extra practice packet, page 4. Hey, last year today, LeBron's going to be game tonight. Everybody's excited. But we have to get.
Like you look started, you can really do it.
We gotta get this figured out. So on page 4, we have already done part 2 and part 3 on page 4. So we are now going to work on 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so here we go. 4, 5, and 6. Now, get your reference sheet out. Guys, I'm not gonna yell, I'm not gonna fight it. I need you to be quiet. Get out your review packet. Get out your reference sheet. Here we go.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Part 4, A, says cosine squared minus sine squared. So you look on your reference sheet, and somewhere you should see cosine squared minus sine squared.
Yeah, cos 2.
So, once you find it, and it is a formula for the cosine of 2 times an angle, then you plug in your angle, which is 190. So problem A is a formula for the cosine of 380. Right?
Yep.
Now do exactly the same thing with B. Look on your sheet and find something that has a radical, 1 minus cosine over 1 plus cosine.
And 50.
That's the tangent of something divided by 2.
61.
And the something is 122. So this is the tangent of 61. So you're working your formulas backwards. 2 sine cosine.
Sine 2 times.
Don't worry about the numbers. You're going to take care of the numbers. You need to find that pattern. Where do you see 2 sine cosine? Isn't it the formula for 2 times, or the sine of 2 times?
Yep.
And the angle is 1 So this is the sine of 222. All right. Now we have sine cosine minus cosine sine.
Sine U minus B.
That's a formula for the sine of an angle minus an angle. What are our U and V?
98 and 12.
98 and 12. So this is the sine of
86.
86. All right, do E and F on your own. E and F on your own while I get attendance figured out here. Boy, Caitlin's still sick.
Where's that at? Oh, that's just 1.
Who signed your pass, Lexi?
Dr. Bridges.
Okay. Guess I'll accept it then.
144.
Alright, what did you say about E?
It's 1.
You better say 1.
1.
Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. Period.
120. Amen.
How about F?
10, 144.
Tangent of 53 plus 91. So that's what, 144? Tangent 144. You will have your reference sheet. But you're going to have to be able to do that,
What is?
okay? Well, we're going to talk about that.
It's Friday.
Prove,
What's Monday?
prove cosine 180 minus x equals negative cosine. This is kind of like one of the verifies that you did yesterday, except it uses a formula from your reference sheet. So here we go. What would the formula for angle minus angle?
Cos 180.
Cos 180
Cos 1.
cos
Cos X.
x
Minus. Oh, plus.
Plus.
Sine
180 sine x. That's our formula. Look at your paper. Cosine u minus v is cosine cosine plus sine sine. Now, I have no idea about cosine x and sine x, no idea. But these I can figure out. Where is 180? Right here. What is the cosine x?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. And the sine is 0. So when you simplify that, don't you have negative cosine? And that's gone because it's 0. And that's what you wanted to do. So while it says prove, these are always like just 2 or 3 steps. They're real quick. Number 6. Find the exact value of the tangent, no, cosine of 75.
30 plus 45.
So one option is 30 plus 45. That's the easiest, I think.
Yeah. Here.
I like that option.
You know,
So that means your equation is
So now I've got my u and v here. So what's my formula?
cos 30 sine 45. I mean cos 45. Three in a row. And then sine
Minus
sine 30.
sine 30, sine 45.
what? Yeah. Okay, good. Thanks.
Now stop talking. Make sure you can do that.
Plus
How can you make sure?
Well, does that make sense to you? You follow that conversation there.
Yes.
Now, we're gonna plug in all 4 numbers. Draw out whatever you need to draw out. I think you probably know the 45s. They're root 2 over 2. But the 30s, you might have to draw out to keep them straight, or maybe you've got it memorized. In your 30 triangle, this is 1, this is root 3, and this is 2. So cosine is root 3 over 2, and sine is 1/2. So we can make one fraction, but you can't really make one number. So we're over 4, that's our common denominator. And our numerator is root 6 minus root 2. And we're not surprised, because these are the ones we talked about. They always look something like that. find the tangent of 2A. Stop right there. Look at your paper. What is the formula for the tangent of 2A? 2 tan
Over 1 minus tan squared.
over 1 minus tan squared. That's it. That's our formula. Now,
If cos equals 3 over 5.
I am in quadrant 2. It tells me right there on the paper. And the cosine is negative 3/5.
Yeah.
Because the secant is negative 5/3.
Root 14. Root 16.
So now I'm gonna do my Pythagorean theorem.
4.
Go ahead, do your Pythagorean theorem.
4. It's 4.
Positive 4, positive, because I'm up. And now I can plug in numbers. So I need 2 times the tangent.
4 over 3.
What's the tangent?
4 over negative 3.
4 over negative
Nope,
3.
not 2. Nope. Why did it come off?
Now I need the tangent squared. So the
16.
tangent is negative 4/3,
69.
16/9. So I have negative 8/3 over 1 minus 16/9.
Come with denominator for
Yeah, at this point, I couldn't care less how you simplify. There are different ways to do it. You have to do it the way you can do it. I'm gonna multiply everything by 9, because then I don't have any more fractions. This is gonna give me negative 24 over 9 minus 16.
Yep.
That's negative 24 over negative 7,
Yep.
which is 24/7.
Wow.
As long as you are getting 24/7, it's all good. All right, let's turn to page 5.
Pretest 2.
Actually, I'm gonna change my mind. Turn to page 3. Turn to page 3.
The quiz?
Yeah.
We can pick 3 on here. Let's do it on there.
All right, let's look at problem number 1. What are you gonna do there? You're gonna look at your reference sheet.
Yep.
And you're gonna find sine cosine minus cosine sine.
Sine 5.
Sine
Sine 5.
18.
It's the sine of an angle minus an angle. Would everyone agree with that?
Sine 5.
And we're on page 3, problem number 1, A.
18 minus 13.
So it's the sine of 18 minus 13, so it's the sine of 5?
Yep.
How about B?
Tan 7.
B is the tangent
Angle minus
of
7.
angle minus angle,
Yep.
7.
7.
and that's 27 minus 20, so that's the tan of 7. And finally C.
86. Cos 86.
It's a cosine, and it's a cosine of 2 angles added together. So 53 and 33, that's cosine 86. Now, there is nothing to understand there, guys. You're looking at the sheet, finding the pattern, and plugging the numbers in. All right? Super simple. Now, cosine 195.
150 plus 45.
So one option, Dana shouted out, is 150, so you have cosine 195. So cosine 45 plus 150.
Yep.
Now, there are other options, tons and tons of them. I told you that my own personal strategy is, if the angle ends in 5, I use 45. Okay? And that's what he did. But you don't have to do that. You could do 135 and 60. You could do, I don't know, 225 minus 30. There are lots of options. I like to just jump in 45 and go in there. Now, what's my formula say? I'm gonna stick with this. Cos 45, cos 150, minus sine 45, sine 150.
And the 45 is root
We
2 over 2.
know the 45s, that's another reason for using them. Root 2 over 2.
And then the 150
Now, with 150,
negative.
yeah,
Negative
you
root 3
gotta
over
be careful because 150 is not quadrant 1.
Negative.
So you're gonna have some negatives to deal with. So here's 150. Would everybody agree with that? There's 150. So this angle is 30. That's a 1, root 3, 2, but the root 3 has to be negative.
No.
So the cosine of 150 is negative root 3 over 2.
Combine
The
it,
sine of 150 is still positive. Alright, did I lose anybody in any of that? No? So my answer, again, it's just like the one we did a minute ago. My denominator is gonna be 4. I'm gonna have negative root 6 minus root 2. Because we're always using 45s, 30s, and 60s. So the numbers we're using are always the same.
Mrs. Ford?
Yep.
Does it matter if you do, like, could you do 150 plus 45 if you wanted to?
Oh yeah, that makes no difference at all. Because all that'll do is make this cosine 150 cosine 45. So that multiplication is gonna be the same. No, that never matters. Now, be careful. Obviously, if you're subtracting, the order matters,
Okay.
right? But now if you're adding, that makes no difference. Okay, number 3, verify.
Sine 90 cos x.
Sine 90 plus x equals cosine.
So
So,
sine
of our formula, this is a formula. So sine 90 cosine x
minus.
plus, look carefully, plus cosine 90 sine x. Now, 90. 90 is up here. What's the cosine of 90 is 0, and the sine of 90 is 1. So, sine 90 is 1, cosine 90 is 0.
Yep.
So that's gone, and all I'm left with is 1 cosine, which is what I wanted to be left with. See how easy that is? These are all test questions. All right, number 4. This is what you took a quiz over yesterday.
Just for it. You think in math nowadays we write more numbers or letters? Nowadays, what's about the old days? How do you say? No, like in pre-cal. We definitely write the more of the alphabet. You're good,
I never thought about it. I don't know. We're
know,
still doing a lot of
That's
numbers.
crazy to think about that.
Oh.
Yeah, math. You use math a lot. Since in English class
Here we go. Yoo-hoo. Here we go. You're gonna verify this. So, what occurs to you when you look at this problem?
That we're in cots. I mean, they're.
We're in cots?
You can, you know.
No.
What?
And in sides?
wouldn't it all end up as
You
sine?
can make them
You can
fractions.
switch
I
it.
can make them fractions.
Yeah.
And
Let's make them
so,
positive.
Cosecant, 1 over sine. Cosine is cosine. Cotangent is cosine over sine. So let's see what we've got. Oh gosh, do we have a common denominator?
Yeah.
And what do we have on top? 1 minus cosine squared?
And that equals sine, really.
1 minus
That's your sine
cosine
squared.
squared is sine squared. And one of those will cancel and leave me with sine.
You went way too fast, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Alright, I was just going with Elijah. Elijah was
That was way
rattling it
too
all
quick.
off.
Yeah, can we would it not be sine x squared?
What part don't you
Since they're
understand?
not multiplied, they don't multiply their
So the key there was getting everything into this fraction form. And then we had 1 over sine minus cosine squared over sine, so we had common denominator. 1 minus cosine squared is sine squared. Alright? Now, we got one more. We got one more. What, Ryan?
Is it not saying sine x minus sine x for the denominator?
Where are you seeing that?
Oh, give him a look. Oh.
We have 1/3 minus 1/4. You don't do 3 minus 4.
Oh, right.
You're good, bro.
Common denominator.
Oh, you multiplied it. I didn't see it.
So 1 times sine is sine. So this says 1 over sine minus cosine squared over sine.
Yeah, bro.
That's what it says. 1 times sine is sine. Then I have a common denominator.
Oh, come on.
So I can subtract my numerator.
Yeah, brother. Oh, you're good.
Okay, you wanna stand up? You wanna stand up, get some blood flowing?
I think I'm good, yeah.
Get some blood flows in certain areas.
only 2.
Say it one more time.
I said pause for a reason. Third quadrant.
That was in here, boy. That was in
All right,
That was.
Oh my God.
okay, here we go. Now, there's a couple of things going on here. There's actually a lot going on in this problem. First of all, on your sheet,
Yes.
you do not see a cosecant formula.
No, you don't.
So, we do have a sine formula. So, could we think of this as a sine problem
Yeah, it's good. Sine, x plus 1.
temporarily? And then once we get our answer, turn it over?
Yep.
Alright, so let's do that. We're gonna do the
Wrong
sine.
answer.
So what is the formula for the sine of x minus y?
Sine, angle, sine x,
Come on, Dave.
cos y, minus cos x, sine y. Look at it. Eat it up.
So there's my formula. Now, I need to find numbers to plug in all those slots. And the key to that's right here. Let's look at angle x.
Third quadrant.
Angle x is in the 3rd quadrant because it's between 180 and 270. So here is angle x. Right there it tells me. I I know the tangent is 4/3.
Yeah.
Be careful, they're actually both negative. You don't see that in the problem because it's canceled, but they're both negative. Then we have angle Y. Where is angle Y? Quadrant 2.
That's really funny, dude.
Hey.
I mean,
I'm sitting
it's
here.
not my grade. I got an A. I don't need to worry about it.
She graduated.
You do not want to make me mad. That just would be stupid.
Were you a good math student growing up?
Not the
What do you
time.
mean the time, Joe?
All right. See,
Sorry, why are you hitting Glazer up?
all right. Secant is the reciprocal of the cosine. So I put adjacent was 5, hypotenuse is 13. Remember, when you label your triangles, the hypotenuse is never negative. So that 5 or that negative has to go on the 5. Now, we'll do our Pythagorean theorem on both of them, because we need both triangles finished off. So this one I think is 5, and this one is 12. The 5 is of course positive because it's the hypotenuse. The 12 is positive because of its location. Now, I should be able to look at those pictures and plug in my numbers. The sine of x is negative 4/5. The cosine of y, this is y over here. So the cosine of y is negative 5/13. You see what I'm doing?
Yep. Yeah, I do.
Cosine of x is negative 3/5. And sine y is 12/13.
Come down there with 13. Wait,
So this is 20/65. And we talked about this, we did one before. I know that reduces, but don't, because you're ultimately gonna be subtracting, so you wanna keep that common denominator. So we have 20/65,
Plus
actually
36.
plus 36/65,
Oh, I see.
56.
which is 56/65.
Yep. And right here. Simplify that.
Now remember, that doesn't
Flip it
reduce,
upside down.
that's it.
Flip it upside down.
But remember, that's the sign. We
You want
did
the-
the sign,
Yeah.
because that's what we had a formula for.
Well, we want the
So
cosecant.
now,
Flip
the
it.
answer would be 65/56.
Wow. We did a great job.
Combined the two.
We did a good job today. Yeah.
Combine what two? What is combined?
Where's your room?
You're already York.
Okay, now, let's go to page 5.
That was a great way to finish off the day.
Dude, you know,
Stairway to Done.
Oh, we're right. We just hit some, yeah.
All right. What I would like to do now, because this is a much bigger review sheet, but it has problems exactly like the test. Let's pick one from each section today. All right, we're gonna pick one from each section. So, in part 1, I'm gonna pick, okay, G is fine.
Wait, what page is this?
Page 5. Yes. So Elijah says, I need a minute to think through this on my own.
Oh my goodness.
So we're doing problem on page 5, problem 1D. There is not enough room on the paper, so hopefully you're doing it somewhere else. But 1D, and we're taking a moment to figure it out on our own.
Wait, what's it supposed to eat? Yeah, never mind. I just got
That should be right here. Someone did so 1 plus.
just text me. So it becomes the 116 to
Well, no, but 1 plus 10 squared equals secant, so it's just secant. It's just secant. It's just secant. Because 1 plus 10 squared equals secant. So it's secant.
It's gonna simplify, not broke.
Joe, you're talking about
No, anybody else get secret?
I got secant. It is
Oh, is that what we were
secant.
trying?
I got secret. You're just trying to simplify.
Oh, you said simplify. Alright.
That is secant.
It is secret. I got
Time
secret.
out. Stop.
Secret. I got it.
Did you know that that and that
Combine, get one.
make
We
one?
get secret.
And then,
I'm lost.
did you notice on your sheet
That
that
equals
1
secret
plus
squared.
tangent
Secant.
squared
Uh-oh. Let's go.
and a secant squared over a secant is gonna cancel and leave you secant.
Of course. They're so confident.
Alright, part 2. Let's do
Smart
here.
guys, calm down.
Part 2, A, B, or C.
See.
you'll see,
And note the directions.
Yeah.
What do those directions mean?
But I think that's it.
Our answers will be in
Radians.
So these kinds of problems can be answered in degrees or radians, but we're told we want to be in radians. Alright? Alright, so what do you notice about this?
You have to factor.
It can factor.
I just don't know how.
You have to be on the lookout. When you see the squares, you gotta be on the lookout for factoring. So how does it factor?
Sine x plus 1, sine x minus the rest. Tough.
Look at it.
Look at it, stare at it, because it's not going to juicy.
That's how it factors. That's correct. So what does that mean? Sine x equals -1, or sine x equals 3.
Can't get 3, so.
Can't be 3.
Oh.
Stop a minute and think about this. Can sine be 3 over 1?
No.
No, opposite can't be 3 if hypotenuse is 1. That doesn't make any sense. Sines and cosines go from -1 to 1. That's it. Any number bigger than that, you're throw out. So there's no solution to that part.
because it can't be bigger than the hypotenuse.
Exactly. So where does the sine, look around your unit sign.
180.
Where does the
180.
sine?
No,
Three pi,
pi.
pi,
-1.
Y equals -1. It's 3 pi is 3 pi over 2.
3
pi
pi
over
over
2.
2.
It's y, or sine y.
On fire today.
Dude, me and Elijah on fire.
I am tired of having to remind you that cosine is x, sine
They're
is
evolving,
y.
they're evolving.
Yeah. Sine is y, right?
Yeah.
Close to that.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. You're getting smarter.
Sine-
No, it's not.
Jeff Lockhart, you have missed way too much.
No, we were talking about the.
I bet you were.
We were.
You had a smile.
No,
Nobody but me smiled.
It was something Owen said about this. I agree.
Whoa, what does that mean?
I agree.
What if the cosine says it's
Sine,
Alright,
sine is
Careful.
-1. That means, I don't understand what's going on here. I need you all just to be quiet.
Yes, ma'am.
Sine is -1, so y is -1, and that happens right here, and that angle is 3 pi over 2. All right. Number 3, another solve. This time we're in degrees. That doesn't change anything about how we do it. So pick one there in number 3. A, B, C.
3B.
Which one?
3B.
B? All right, we're gonna do B.
Alright, I guess.
B is going to require a calculator. Some of these do, some of them don't. This one's going to. So take a look at it. What occurs to you to do?
Blood tan.
A lot of tan.
Pulling out of 10 leaves me with tan x plus 4.
Does that make them 0?
And then you get it equal
The
to
tangent can be.
So tangent equals 0,
Yes, it can work.
or tangent equals -4. Now, what I just said a minute ago about sine was that sine can't be bigger than 1. Cosine can't be bigger than 1. Tangent can be anything. Tangent goes from all the way down, all the way up. Remember the curve?
You say who?
So, that is perfectly okay. I'm gonna need a calculator, but it's perfectly okay. This, I can do, I already have my unit circled on. Tangent is y over x. So, uh-oh, y over x, isn't that right here?
Yep.
So that angle is 0. How about up here? No, that won't work.
No.
How about here?
Yep.
Yeah? So that angle is 180 and not down here, so I'm done. The directions say 0 to 360. So don't put 360. It's not included, it's the same as 0. Now, tell me, I might need a calculator, but not quite yet. Where will I find, here's my coordinate plane. Where will I find negative
2 and
tangent?
4. 2 and 4.
On the left side.
Quadrant 2 will be negative,
And 4.
and quadrant 4, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do I need to type in on my calculator?
Inverse of tan equals -4.
Second tangent 4, whoop.
-4.
I don't need the negative, but you can put the negative in. I do need to be in degrees though.
Second
We'll
tangent.
talk about why you don't need to. I got 75.96.
Yeah, I didn't put it. Why don't you?
Now, if you put in the negative, didn't you get negative 75.96? Okay, so you got the negative. Now stop a second. Can I answer with a negative?
No.
So I need to recognize that this is the angle we're talking about, 75.96. So what will be my answer? 180 minus that, so 104.04. And then 360 minus it, so 284.04. So here is a perfect example of how you need a calculator, but the calculator does not give you the exact answer. To get the answer, you still have to figure out what quadrant you're in and what the actual angle measures are. So we did 180 minus 75 and 360 minus 75. That's how we got our answers.
So we type in 10x equals 0 in our graph calculator, so we graph it.
You type in what now?
10x equals 0.
Yeah.
We graph it.
I mean, 10x and then 1 equals 0, but the intercept is the answer. Okay, that's number 3. Okay, number 4. What do you want to do in number 4, A, B, or C? C?
Let's do, A.
I think we already picked one.
What? Oh my god.
C says, now, every identity, Joe Garvey.
No.
Remember when I have
Every problem I think that I've done, I have simplified this, I mean, I've worked on this side. That, there's no rule that says that. So I think in this case, this right here is too good to be true. what is 1
Cosine
minus
squared.
sine squared? Cosine
Yup,
squared.
yup.
And what is cosine squared?
Cosine
cubed. Cosine cubed. So we're done.
These are too easy. Can you get us a hard one, please? I want a hard one. No, no.
Number 5. Number 5. Find the exact value. Which one you want to do?
A hard one.
What's up with you and what? What's up with you and the what's up with you and
Okay, 5, A, B, or C?
hard ones?
I don't know.
C. Alright. C says we need to find the cosine of 2x. Alright, let's stop right there. What is the formula?
I got it.
1 minus sine
Cos squared minus sine
1
squared.
minus square root of sine squared.
Cubes.
So, this is the one of them, that has more than one option. So I'm gonna go with the main one, which is cosine squared minus sine squared. Truly, men and women, it makes no difference. Pick one of the versions, and that's what you're going with. Then, I am told that I am in quadrant 4, and I'm told that the cosine is 4/5. So I'm gonna do my triangle, Pythagorean theorem, and I'm gonna figure out what the missing side.
Negative 3. Negative 3.
Negative 3.
I just, he's pulling off.
Negative 3. And then I'm gonna come up and just plug it in. So what's my cosine?
4/5.
4/5. But I gotta square it, so it'll be
16
16 25ths. What's my sine?
Negative 3/5.
But I gotta square it,
9 3/5.
9 25ths. So my answer
7
is
5/5. Nope.
7 25ths.
It's going good.
So, what did we do there? First thing, we figured out what formula we were gonna use. Then we drew a picture and labeled our triangle. And then we just plugged in numbers from the picture into the formula. All right, number 6, A, B, or C?
Hey,
A?
wait.
2A for your name.
I wasn't even looking.
Not my problem.
Dan, is that your phone?
Oh. Oh, he's L man.
You better not have this.
Oh my god, he's L man.
Oh my god. Calculator,
Problem solved. Or no, 6. We're doing 6A. 6A. What should we do first? Look at our reference sheet. Cosine U plus B, cosine X, cosine pi over 2, minus sine X, sine pi. Now, pi over 2 is up here. And that's the 0.01, which means the cosine is cosine
0.
and sine is 1. Toby, okay? So cosine X, we said the cosine is 0
And then sine is 1.
minus sine 1. And that's gone. So we're left with negative sine X.
That was so easy.
All right, number 7.
Oh, so it's too easy.
These are easy. We can go through these pretty quickly. 7A. What formula is 7A?
7A is,
Sine U minus B.
Sine U minus B.
Sine
So
4.
that's going to be
no,
sine
don't do that.
4. 17 minus 13.
The next one is. That is.
Cos 2 alpha, cos 2 angle.
1,
cosine twice the angle,
Yeah.
cosine squared minus sine squared,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be cosine 38.
Yep.
How about C?
Yeah, see guys.
No,
C,
it's a formula.
Sine angle over 2.
You need this. It says
Sine.
cosine squared minus sine
No.
squared. So
Yeah,
that formula is
sine.
right here.
What?
So it's twice the angle. The angle is 19, so it's cosine 38. 2 times 19. And what's C a formula for?
Sine
Sine.
6
Well, it's the
Sine
sine
angle
of
of
half
12
the angle.
of 12 over 2.
So sine of 12 over 2, so it's gonna be sine 6.
Yep. Next one's sine 2 times the angle.
2 sine cosine
Is sine 2 times
is sine 2x. So that's gonna be sine 166.
Yep. Next one
This
is
one's tricky.
tan u plus b.
Now
What's the
D,
next one?
Tan
E's
u
not
plus b.
true.
Tan u plus b.
E is tan 17.
Yep.
Now tell me why F is tricky.
Because it's sine minus cos cos.
So it's backwards.
Yeah.
So what would the formula be if it were in the
Oh,
right
it's
order?
It'd be cos
It
u
would
minus
be
b. U
cosine
plus b.
15 plus 11.
Yeah.
So cosine 26.
Yeah.
But since it's backwards, it's gonna be negative
26.
cosine 26. It's a cosine formula, but it's backwards, so you make it negative.
You make the cos negative, not the negative 26.
No, the 26 is still 26, it's the cosine. So it's a negative cosine 26. All right, last one. Cosine 2x plus cosine x equals 0. Boys, quiet, I wanna hear from the girls. Girls, what is your thought about number 8?
pull out a cosine.
Okay? Can we do that?
Think so.
No, we can't. We can't, because here's what you can pull out a cosine. If you have cosine squared minus cosine, you can pull out a cosine. But you can't do that when one of them is a 2x and one of them is an x,
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, you have to plug in a formula.
Aha,
Ah.
aha. So we need a formula. And our formula for cosine 2x is 3 different ones. So which one do we want?
Use the
2 cosine squared.
2 cosine squared minus 1. Now, boys and girls, look up here. This problem has a regular cosine and it has a cosine 2x. I'm going to use a formula that meshes with a regular cosine. So could I say 1 minus 2 sine squared? Yeah, but why would I? Because it doesn't match, right? This matches. So let's put it in order.
You can factor.
It's a squared, so we're gonna try to factor it.
2 cos x minus 1, cos plus
So
Yes.
2 cosine and cosine.
and then minus 1
Gotta be
first.
1 and 1.
Minus 1.
Minus 1 plus 1. I think that's right. Let me do a quick double check.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it is. Boil it out.
So then cos equals 1/2.
That's money in the bank.
Cos equals negative 1.
So cosine equals 1/2, or cosine equals negative 1.
Yep.
All right.
Cos is x.
So where does cosine equal 1/2?
180. Oh, it was 1/2.
What quadrant?
1
Tyler,
and 4.
what quadrants would that be in?
1
1, 4.
1 and 4.
1 and 4.
If the cosine is positive 1/2, Then your angle is, am I in degrees or radians? Degrees. So I'm gonna use 60.
Anything over.
320, 300.
So one of my answers is 60 and the other one is 360 minus 60,
Yep.
right? Girls, you paying attention? Quit acting like boys.
Sorry.
Whoa, don't do that.
Hey.
All right,
What am I?
Wow.
so here we are on our
180.
circle.
180.
Where is the cosine?
180.
Negative 1.
180 degrees.
180. So there are the answers to
Great job
the
today, guys.
question.
Alright, well, we haven't got that.
One great job.
Close to that. I think we have enough time for another.
Wow.
Okay, we do another one.
Oh, what?
Are you?
Nah, that'd be crazy.
Julian, can you toss me that?
It would be a tough one.
Let's try 1E.
We can all go on.
Yeah.
Chill, bro. I need this.
Alright, so we're simplifying 1E. Alright. I don't care, what do you wanna do with it?
Get a common denominator? Maybe.
We absolutely could, but I think before we do that, let's clean this up.
Turn the tan into sin over cos.
Yes,
And
so
the
this
secant
is
into 1 over.
1 over cosine squared.
Yeah.
And this is sine squared over cosine squared. Would you agree?
Yep.
So I can either invert and multiply, or I can just multiply everything by cosine. And what am I left with?
1 over cosine squared.
I'm left with 1 over sine squared
Which is also
plus
1 over
1
sine.
over sine squared.
So just 2 over sine squared.
So 2 over sine squared, which if you wanted to, you could say 2 cosecant squared.
Oh.
Because isn't cosecant 1 over sine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you want us to do that?
You probably should. I don't know that I'd mark it wrong if you didn't.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Technically, we should have a test on Thursday. Here is my thing.
Okay, the sine minus
I am perfectly willing
Then
to review for half the period on Thursday. I must start check section 5.5. It was easy. We'll review for half the period on Thursday, and then do 5.5 for the other half of the period, and then our test will be Friday. Now, the thing I like about that is, we have the lunch period on Friday, and that gives us a little bit of extra flexibility. So those of you that need a couple extra minutes can do that. So that's okay. Either do that or we test on Thursday. That's it.
I like the Friday.
All right, okay, we're testing on Friday, and on Thursday, we will review